Hi there, and welcome back to Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, Prisoners Only Challenge. It's been a few minutes since we last played the game, and I'm really glad to be back. Sorry, had a bit of a hectic week over at university. In fact, it continues to be hectic, but it's fine, it's fine. Today we're not going to worry about pleadings and Russia and the Georgian invasion. No. We're just thinking about the Caravan of Calradia the Winter, who we're escorting to various different places. Now, basically, I was just waiting in the town back over there, and I figured, you know what, if we're going to do some waiting while these prisoners come in, we might as well walk slowly through the lands, enjoying the landscape while we do it, and making a bit of extra cash. These missions don't pay much, but they do move us across the landscape, technically for free, like they'll pay our wages when we get there. I'm hoping. I eat about 586 dinars per day. So at this current rate, we can survive, what? Maybe, oh man, math, 12 days? Yeah, we can survive about 12 and a bit days. That's not a lot of days. We did have a skill point at the beginning of this episode, which I have applied to Steward over here. We have Paid in Promise, which reduces our companion wages, which it's going to be, yeah, by 25%. They make up the majority of our cost at this point. We have some quests and other things going around. As you can see, we have to escort them to 2 settlements. Hopefully, yeah, Sinopia should be the first. There we go. So let's just keep moving forward. Oh, stop. And then follow them. And yeah, that's kind of just that. We're going to keep following them around. Oh no, we're being ambushed by raiders? Well, we don't actually want to... I could raid the caravan I'm protecting. No, let's just take out these looters. Yeah, I have a feeling they're not going to win. Highland savages, 22 of them, huh? Well, why don't we just go ahead and start off the episode with a bit of a whitewash. We're now up to 100 troops, as you saw there, with, I believe our cap is 120 something, so, you know, we can absolutely deal with these guys without too much trouble. The real question is, do these ones spawn with throwing weapons? I don't know. I do see spears, which means there is variance, and oh yeah, that one's got throwing axes. Okay, no. Archers come over here, footmen up front, horse archers, go to your thing. And that should deal with them all just fine. Okay, oh, we have some throwing axes of our own, so let's go ahead and put them into the crowd. Oh, or we could hit them in the foot. Okay, I thought we missed that one. Nice. It has been a hot minute since I last played Bannerlord, so yeah, forgive me if we're a little rusty on the throws. Should probably bring out the shield. Okay, the horse archers are doing the good work too. Come on, throw it in. At this point, I'm kind of just kiting it from my archers. Swing. There we go, bonk indeed. Now, we actually are kind of at our prisoner cap, so capturing these dudes is more for the skill grind than it is for, like, actual prisoner getting. We might actually need to trade in a few of them for gold, because we're sort of at the point where we can't afford to keep the army we have. Maybe what we should be doing actually is saving up for a workshop. Yeah, that'll be a bit of passive income, but it'll take a few months before that actually pays any real dividends. So I don't know what the best strat is here. We could keep living the mercenary life. We could become like raiders and just start attacking one of the weaker empires. That might be a pretty reliable way to get a bit of gold. We pick somebody that everybody hates and just go after them. Yeah, might be worth it. Okay, well, I mean, let's see what we got from all of this. A bit of a... Oh, we got a level up. That is surprising. Nice. And 11 Highland savages. Well, we have 1 space. We can recruit a couple of these. So we got another Kuzate tribal warrior. Don't mind if I do. Another poacher. And yeah, we have 130 as our cap. Okay, that's not much. We might as well fill up on Highland savages. Actually, we could ditch some looters. These guys are worth more, you know, on paper. Do we have any looters to ditch? No, I think we've ditched all our looters. Yeah, in fact we have. So what? You know what? That's fine. We'll live with what we've got here. Now, a lot of my companions are fairly under-geared. As you'll see, they're all wearing cloth and sort of garbage. We can't afford to really equip them, unfortunately. Ooh, a bent-knobbed club. Don't really need that. But what we are going to push towards this episode is acquiring some decent gear. Now, the best way to do that, without paying for it, is to go after lords. Like, as in, you know... Oh man, more raiders. Okay, let's help them out. Well, I'm gonna keep finishing this off, because as you can see, we're not really in any danger anymore. Okay, and that actually did pay our wages. We got 1,135 gold, basically the 2 days worth it took us to run up and down. In fact, technically, we made a small profit because it's, you know, not really the second day yet. But hey, I'll take it. I'll take it, and we get a bit of rep with the. Not that it helps us, but you know, a bit of rep doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. Oh my God, I can't speak today. Now we do have too many prisoners, so maybe it is time to send a few of them to the farm. You know, maybe it's time that they sort of found a new life out in the hills. But we could give them to a settlement. We could trade in these higher quality units, like the Menevalian. I mean, I don't want him, and I'd rather have the 100 gold, right? Like, I don't like Menevalians. They die too easily. Humar Pikeman, cool, but not particularly useful to me. This boy, that's a big old shield. He gets to stay. The horsemen, the cavalry, those are good. These guys have a chance of spawning with shields, so sure, they can stay too. But something else we could potentially do with these troops is instead of ransoming them, we could find another village willing to take them on as laborers. Because as we know, that pays almost... is it 50 times? 10 times? I think it's 10 times the value of the prisoner. So, you know, a 5 dinar looter becomes a 50 dinar king. Oh, and there's a tournament. We need to fight a lot more tournaments. Yeah, let's go ahead and hedge a few bets here. I'm not going to subject you to watching this, but yeah, let's see how we do. And it turns out that how we did was knocked out in the very first round. So yeah, 500 dinars lost there to my hubris. But you know what? It's just part of the game, right? And there we go, landowner needs manual laborers. Just what we were looking for. And we can bring him 17 prisoners, no problem. Mind your own business, helmsman, I don't care if you don't like me. Let's go ahead and give this man the laborers he needs. So what that second guy was him basically saying, hey, you guys need to not do this because you're taken away from the local workforce. But I don't care, we got money to make. So, about the task you gave me, I got you a few boys. Who can we hand over? Now, we don't want to give everybody. Although actually, you know what? I don't really need most of these. We can give her that Sea Raider, Steppe Marauder. He'd be nice to keep. Highland Hunter, Poachers can all go. That's fine with me. Yeah, I'm not going to give over the Steppe Marauder. We'll get rid of the rest of them, though. I think that is fine. Yeah, that should be everybody. 32 of them. Oh, but he's probably worth a fortune, isn't he? What level are you? You are level... No, tier 3, level 19. Yeah, okay, no, he's worth a bit of money. So we'll give that over. Fine. That leaves us then with 22 out of 58 prisoners. So we've lost 34. Which is fine, because that's mostly low-tier, you know, raider garbage. Let's settle up 8,920 dinars. That entire stack, all 54 of them, was supposed to be worth, what, barely 3,000, right? So that's nearly 3 times as much money. And yeah, now we're over 10k. So that's maybe how we make the most of our money, is by just farming bandits. And there we go, we've completed another caravan quest, another 3,000 dinars in the bank, putting us at 14. If we can get that number up to maybe 25, we could conceivably buy a warehouse, a workshop. Yeah, maybe that's the plan. Maybe I should do some gang missions while I'm here, just anything to make some money at this point, right? I'll fight the other gang myself, let's do it. We gotta wait, right? That's how this one works? I think you gotta just wait for them to be there. 3 days. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's go ahead and trade what we picked up on that journey. I basically just ran up and down, fought a bunch of bandits that attacked the caravan. Nothing exciting. But I think that we said we were going to push into smithing in this episode, and that's exactly what I plan to do. Oh, once we decide... Oh, look at that. Cracked northern helmet. St. Nicholas looking good, bro. Damn. Oh, bearskin tunic. Yes, please. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Armor upgrade. That's what it's time for. So let's actually do a quick check of everybody and see who's wearing what. Now, there is a mod, I know, somewhere out there in the ether, which actually helps you sort of work out which of these to do. It'll put a little upgrade symbol next to your icons there. But you know what? I'm trying not to install too many mods. If you've watched my RimWorld Let's Plays, you'll know how badly that often goes for me. Brylan, you really need a helmet, and I believe it was requested that you be put on a horse as well. You can't actually ride that well, so let's put you on a regular old one. And we'll give you a decent saddle. Yeah, Northern Light Harness. That's my usual go-to. Okay, Brylan, you're a horse archer. Welcome to the new world. Okay, I've gone ahead and refined down most of the hardwood into charcoal. In fact, we can do a little bit more right there. Oh, and finally, we are skill point 25. That's what I want to see. We also, coincidentally, have smelted everything that we had, leaving us with 19 crude iron, 41 wrought, and 10 iron. We don't have any of the good stuff yet, but that's okay. We're leveling up here, people. We're leveling up. Now, because we've reached level 25 in smithing, a bit of doing, but we got there. We can choose this one here. Efficient charcoal maker. Character can use more efficient method of charcoal production that produces 3 units of charcoal from 2 units of hardwood. Normally, it's 2 units of hardwood to 1 unit of charcoal. Meaning here, you're actually getting sort of net positive. It's pretty damn good. So we're going to grab that. The other character we have, let me just quickly show you. Everybody else is pretty garbage at smithing, as you'll see. Except for Arcanos. She's got no skill in it, but she has the same skill cap as me. Meaning that we could take her all the way up to Steelmaker. We might actually put her in this role. And that would be pretty good. If we could have 2 dedicated smiths, 1 on each tree, we could make a bit of cash. Now, you may be wondering, oops, wrong button, why I'm pushing for smithing so fast. And it's because you can make a lot of money by selling off stuff that you make, and it's essentially free. So what we're going to do is we're going to build ourselves, I don't know, a 2-handed sword. Those usually sell pretty well. We'll take the highest quality blade we can make. So we don't have any steel, so we need to make sure we're making this out of iron. We're going to have to make sure we got the guard as fairly cheap as possible. There we go. So that was the guard that was costing us money. You can actually, yeah, there we go. We can make that out of regular iron. We got a good old narrow arming sword. We're going to make that big. That hypes up the difficulty, which means that we'll get more experience when we make it, but this one will unfortunately be made with some extra defects. Ooh, a northern fur grip. That's a pretty cool sword, actually. And what kind of pommel do we want? We got a wheel pommel. Cool looking. It doesn't really seem to change the cost much. Ooh, that's nice, a teardrop. I really like that rear rimmed pommel. That's pretty cool. But I think we're gonna go for yeah, that one there looks pretty good. The ring. I like the ring. Okay, so now this takes 1 charcoal, 3 iron, 3 wrought iron, and 1 crude iron. Okay, let's go ahead and make everything as big as possible. See how much we can push up that difficulty. Currently difficulty of 73. Okay, so it's as long as it's going to get, and let's forge it. Okay, so we got some minor defects. There are a few small debuffs. Not too bad. We probably used about 150 dinars in materials at base cost, not with inflation and stuff. So let's see what we should call this thing. For now, we're going to call this the Sail Sword. Sail Sword. There we go. Oh god, there we go. Okay, now let's see how much the Sail Sword sells for. How much can we sell the Sail Sword? Trade, and let's see what we get for it. So Sail Sword sells 410. So we spent about 150, and we get back 410. Okay, pretty good. Let's sell that over to them. Once you've introduced it to the market, they do kind of tend to show up in very large numbers, which is a bit odd. But hey, you know, we can't complain too much. Let's go ahead and make another one, and see how much more we can squeeze out of this one. Okay, so we busted out our Arcanos there, we got ourselves all tired out, and we've made a bunch of more 2-handed swords. Now, I decided to try a different blade, but as you can see, this one's not actually worth as much, because it's mostly made out of wrought iron. Okay, well, still, we used about 100 dinars to make each, and we've made a fair profit on each one. You can end up making swords that are worth not 11,000, but like 75,000. Once you get your level up, you make fortunes in this game. Okay, well, we did pretty well there. I'm fairly happy with that. So what we're going to do is wait here for a few seconds. We're going to recover some of our stamina and then go out to the world and collect some more raw resources to keep smithing back into the good stuff. Jumping forward a few hours here, we've arrived at the site of the gang fight and things are looking pretty good. We are fairly well armored. I feel like we probably shouldn't be allowed to walk around the town in full plate armor, but apparently the mods I've installed disagree, as does this tree, which is very handily placed itself in front of our camera. Well, they're giving a whole bunch of work. Basically, we can choose to betray the people we came with for double. And of course, I'm going to do that immediately. By running away! Oh god, don't actually fight! There we go. And it turns out, I think we might have to fight our own people if we do it this way. But it should be good. It should all be cool. Because we used a mace, so it's fine. And we've won the battle very easily, and now we get double money, nearly 2,000 dinars. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. So we actually managed to kill someone, a mercenary scout. The Britannian Field Champion was my own dude, I think, so I'm really glad they didn't kill him. That would have been not good. But yes, there we go, we made some extra money, we've increased relations with people who don't matter, because we can't recruit from them, and I lost that tournament, quite dramatically, lost 1,000 dinars in the process, so kinda needed to backstab the criminals there. Sorry, criminals. Anyway, we are going to work out who we're going to pick on, because we need money, and lords have it. So, let's decide. The Western Empire here is a fairly good candidate. They have a lot of big cities, they have a lot of really good troops. And if we can actually find a few weakened lords, then they'll be a good choice. Them and the East are currently fighting. Thorios Castle was up for grabs recently, but it has not been taken. I was hoping it would be, because we could like swoop in and use that to our advantage. The next ones up are the Britannians. They are fairly small, 5 major cities. I was thinking about maybe going after, what are these guys called, Sturgia? Because they've actually been cut in half. We could attack Revel and surrounding areas with pretty much impunity. It'd be very difficult for the Sturgeons to get an army through here, because the Empire is clearly campaigning against them over here in Varcheg, maybe going after Masadan Castle. So yeah, maybe going after Sturgia is a good idea. We once fought for them, now we shall fight them. But someone is actually raiding Stethrimos here, and I want to go see who it is. So let's check who the Eastern Empire is currently fighting, because if we can just band up with them as a mercenary, right, we could potentially use that to make a bit of cash and get the stuff we want. So the Western Empire is currently fighting the Aserai. Interesting. So whoever's raiding that settlement is the Aserai. Ah. Okay, but that's the West. We want... And who's fighting the East? Where's the... Oh, there is no Eastern Empire, is there? The Southern Empire is currently fighting no one. The Northern Empire is currently fighting Sturgia. Oh, are you guys the North? Oh yes, I didn't see the change in color. So we actually want to party up with the North, or we want to join Sturgia again and go after them. But I'm thinking of joining the Imperials for a bit here. Why not, right? So let's head up over there. There's bound to be a lord we can talk to. And see how many friends we can make, because if we can get paid to do exactly what we're going to do anyway, well hey, that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. So we find ourselves here in the keep of Epictocrea, and we're talking to Fenoria. She's a senior noble in the Northern Empire, and she should have the authority to give us a commission. So let's see if we can enter the service of Emperor Lucan here. My sword is yours for the right sum. And they do hire mercs, 90 dinars for every group of enemy. It's pretty low, it's a bit better than what the Sturgeons were paying, so I think we'll take it for now. Once again, we're going to be attacking them anyway, so we might as well get a commission out of it. And now, of course, if they declare peace, we can just, you know, go ahead and undeclare peace privately. In fact, we can undeclare peace so privately that they'll want to come and meet us privately, and then they can give us even more of their wonderful equipment. How kind of them, so generous. Any prisoners want to join before the big old scuff? And nope. Okay, well we have plenty of capacity. I picked up a few troops to train, as is done. We could actually let him recruit people and then go after them, but nah. Now, I did poll everybody before. I asked what we should do about intimidating villagers into giving us troops. That was sort of a hot topic, because it's kind of the same as sort of forcing looters to join us without them being defeated. And it was agreed pretty universally that intimidating villagers to give us troops is totally fine. So if we attack them, we defeat their militia, and we can force them to give us recruits. And that might be the best way for us to get a regular army in this. So they are actually confident enough to attack me. So let's have a look at what we're dealing with here. We have mostly infantry on this one. In fact, that's a huge army that's been knocked down. And this one here is mostly infantry. Well, what kind of infantry? Because if that's mostly recruits, yeah, 9 Sturgeon recruits there, I see. We have a few Sea Raider veterans. In this one, I'm looking at a couple of recruits. This is a more senior army. Yeah, some heroic line breakers. That's actually a pretty serious troop. Okay, whew, I was able to dodge them, just barely, by pulling into the city. It was a little tight there. A little tight, to say the least. We do have a couple of field battles going on around us, but we need to take these guys on more strategically. So we're pretty much going to wait until such time as we can ambush one of these parties at once. We could take on either of those groups, but not both. Oh, they have just picked up a few more recruits, which is a pretty good time for us to ambush. In fact, actually, if we go ahead and wait in the city here, we'll be able to snatch them just as they walk past, maybe. Looks like they're waiting just there. I wonder if I can... No, they're gonna keep going back and forth on this, aren't they? Yeah, we're gonna have to wait inside the city for a moment. I have a feeling the Sturgeons are coming to attack this. The AI is doing that little kitey thing it does. Well, we can go after some villagers in the meantime. Let's go pick on somebody who, can't fight for themselves. Alright, attacking the villages has apparently angered the local nobility, but, who cares? We're going to pull in, pretty much, we're just going to do this as safely as possible. I can no longer afford to lose troops, so we're going to play this nice and safe. They've only got infantry? Well, I've only got time. Let's go ahead and bring up the archers on this flank. This is a very cool battlefield. Look at this. Oh, wow. Powerful terrain, huh? It's not quite Fjordland, but it's pretty interesting. This river running through the space. Ah, very cool. Very cool. Okay, let's bring the horse archers around the back. They can just sort of pepper them. Archers, you should actually be able just to shoot them from over here. I don't think they'll make it to you in time. Well, you know what? Just from over there should be good too. Okay, horsies, start shooting, please. Oh, very nice. There we go. Get a few good shots in on them. Don't kill the donkeys. I need those, please. But yeah, we actually might get a few decent Imperial recruits out of this. This could be another way we could recruit. Fairly easily, actually. Yeah, definitely worth doing. I could charge in myself, but you know what? I'm really, really hesitant to lose any health on this thing. We got to make sure that we make it out of here with, like, as much strength intact as possible. Yeah, there we go. That looks like a pretty easy win to me. Alright, no complaints whatsoever. We're actually going to finish the battle here, and I know this is a bit odd, but I want to maximize the amount of renown and influence I get out of these. Meaning that if we fight them twice, we get twice as much. Well, we get 4 looters in our party for that. Awesome. A few more recruits in the bank. None of the recruits are actually joining us. I really need to work on my charm skill. We got a hog. Nice. And 63 grain. Hey, well, at least our food problems are sorted. We do, however, need some variety so that we can, whatever you have, I'm taking it. I want it all. And we're just going to send the troops for the second one, I think. Yeah, there we go. So now we get a bit more renown, bit more influence, bit more morale. Who did we lose? We lost a single looter? Well, I think that's a price I'm willing to pay. Yes, anyway, I will bring you guys back when we have a big old fight on our hands. Something really heavy and interesting. Okay, well, Elendara managed to escape us by being a coward and running away, but this dude here has decided he wants to fight. Zorina here has 50 infantry, 13 range, and 9 cavalry, and has made the mistake of running way, way, way too close to me. Maybe we can catch them as they hit a corner or something. You kind of got to get them... we are very, very slow. With a majority infantry army, it's sort of inevitable. But I think we can take her out. So, Zorina, do you... first off, I don't care, yield or fight. But Zorina, let's have a look at you. What kind of stats have you got? She is not a leader. She's got a little bit of leadership. Much better leadership than I do. So her morale's going to be okay. But she's not a fighter herself. She is calculating, though, so the AI is not going to be too stupid. Okay, well, we're going to play this carefully anyway. If we have the river to our flank, hopefully we will, then we'll be able to secure that edge. We are not fighting much in the way of cavalry, though, so we should be okay. Yes, I'm thinking we do one of these. So let's pull the infantry up front. We're going to put the archers on the ridge here. Definitely separate them into loose formation so more of them can fire at once. Infantry, pull up a bit more forward so that we hold them ideally at the riverbank, to be honest. Are they coming in? No, I think they're actually retreating. Oh, perfect. That's even better for us. Okay, okay. That gives us a lot more options. Okay, archers, you're going to take position on this hill. Infantry, I'm going to get you to hold the left flank. We don't want them moving. The river will cover our right. The AI is reluctant to take terrain penalties to movement, which means it's pretty much the perfect place to send our horse archers at present. So let's do all of that and just sort of see where we end up. We're going to have to move ourselves in, of course, as well. Actually, I don't know who I'm part of here. No one, it seems. F10, that's the one. I always push the wrong buttons. Okay, well, we're going to want to pull ourselves forward a little bit as well. And just keep an eye out on their speed. It doesn't look like they're pathing towards us just yet. Although their horsemen will almost certainly charge my cavalry once we begin engaging. Yeah, it looks like they are maneuvering. But looks like, okay, they're moving to counter to the left. Excellent. That means that the right flank is essentially open for us to pepper them from across the river. Let's bring the horse archers down to do just that. Archers are almost in position. We're going to want to make sure we can take advantage of their weak side. Their shields are held in the left hand, which is our right flank in this instance. So we're actually going to want to bring the archers left and the infantry down on the right. We're going to want to switch that formation around, I think. So they are now repositioning to take cover from our horse archers. which is fine by me, because that means that their shields are facing away from my archers at the moment. Haha. Yeah, that's an old trick from Rome Total War as well. The game worked out based on the sort of positioning of shields, who was doing what damage. And a pretty good way for you to consistently get kills with your ranged units was to kind of just always get on the enemy's right flank. Your left, their right. So let's make sure that these guys are all firing. No, you are slightly occluded by this hill, so let's pull up to that ridge. As unfortunately that tree is in the way, and we did just lose somebody. We're losing some looters. I can live with losing looters. Okay, everybody pull up. We're gonna put you into shield wall, even though we don't actually have all that many shields. It's not a bad idea. It sort of gives them a slight buff to morale when taking fire like this. Okay, we are unfortunately facing their shields at this point, but as they pull up towards my infantry, they're gonna turn. And when they turn, they're in trouble. So right now we are just kind of eating the damage, and ooh, they've got some really decent archers. Those are some really high quality sturgeons, aren't they? Okay, their lines are closing on ours now. It's time to charge in our cavalry. Let's make sure our horse archers are indeed skirmishing. Oh, horse archers, mount back up again. My mistake. And then go ahead and delegate command. Okay, so our line is holding, but we are taking some pretty severe casualties here. We should be fine, though. We should be fine. Oh, boys, yes. There we go. There we go. Looks like we held the line. We held the line. They are still hemorrhaging. We were hemorrhaging troops, though. Yeah, that was expensive. But hey, we should be able to get some really high quality sturgeons out of this. Even if we just trade them in as prisoners and get the money, you know, it's fine. You can't trade them into the villages, unfortunately. Oh, that line breaker took about 30 people with him. A hero to be sure. Just because we're enemies doesn't mean we can't respect the hustle. Nice. Okay, I think that's everybody. So let's just go ahead and do a full charge. I think we're mostly picking off cavalry at this point. That's usually how these things end. Yeah, they're down to 3 units, Zara being one of them. Where is she? Is that her there? Yes, it is. Oh, she's a horse archer, huh? Interesting. Okay, well, she's changing one of my raiders. I prefer she didn't do that. And she is surviving just a flurry of arrows. Incredible work. Oh, man. Oh, this is an intense chase. Will we be able to catch her? I don't know. Ooh. Oh, man, she is tied up on those raiders. Wow, Zara, you are an incredible combatant. I mean, for someone with essentially no combat skills, this is really impressive riding. The Mountain Blade AI it's come a long way, hasn't it, since Warband? Damn. Okay, well, let's see. Surely she can't survive this. I mean, she's being pelted from all sides. She's got 30 horse archers chasing her. She's going down. But I feel... Oh, man! Is that Eustace? Yes, it is. Oh, her horse is gone. Oh my god, Zelina, you are a beast! Whoa! And she faced death head on. I can respect that. I can respect that wholeheartedly. Zarina, I am impressed. She took out one person, but I mean, hey, that was some... I wouldn't have survived those odds. I've survived less odds. Wow. So we lost 2 borrowed troops, a looter, an infantryman. I'm more worried about my high tier guys. 6 looters, replaceable. Recruits. Okay, so most of our losses were as expected. Unfortunately, oh, we lost some borrowed troops. That's a lot of money. But unfortunately, well, that's a lot of money actually on that one. But most of our losses were as expected on the lighter troops. We did lose a Vlandian sergeant, which is a shame. Zarina, that was beyond impressive. You are free to go. I feel like she certainly earned it. We now have 30 prisoners we can take, though, and only capacity for 10. Yeah, all those wounded and dying, that didn't help the numbers. But we're going to push people up. I know I said not to do it like this, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm a hypocrite. It's great. Try it sometime. Imperial Veteran Archer. Palatine Archer. Yes, please. Ooh, 4 of them. That's good. Another Sharpshooter in the bank. Another Outcast Stalker all the way up to Avenger. These guys have really good stats. Now we're going to want to decide what we do with the rest of this. So. Who do we take? Let me think on this for a minute. This was a pretty good run, wasn't it? We betrayed the Sturgeons twice, pretty much in the space of 3 episodes. So, sorry Sturgia, but that's just kind of how it goes, isn't it? It's the current meta, it's not my choice, I just don't like you. But and we've also, yeah, we've made a lot of money, and we're going to make a hell of a lot more. Look at this, ooh, yeah. So that Rusty Fine Steel Smelter we're going to smelt down. And that's probably not a good idea, but it's going to unlock the ability to make a lot of money in the future. And we're all about future-proofing on this channel, as you all know. So let's go ahead and not sell the Highland daggers just yet. There we go, do it like that. Because we can smelt those, I think. And if we can smelt them, we can make them. Okay, so I gotta check, has anybody got, what's the level 14 on that? 17 on that one, excellent, there we go. That's the kind of upgrades we're looking for. Oh, both of you could take the upgrade there. 14 on that helm, yeah, okay. I'm gonna pretty much just make sure that everybody's wearing at least decent armor. See, the problem with these cracked pieces is that they'll protect the chest better, but then you lose so much on the arms. You know what? She could really use an upgrade, and that looks a hell of a lot better anyway, so we'll take it. 8 armor there on the gloves. Yeah, that's definitely going to be an upgrade. Easy choices, really. And I feel like an archer should have some gloves. You know, shooting a bow in the cold, that's a recipe for pain. Also, our horsemen can now wear some better equipment there on the feet. Okay, so how much protection does this thing actually give? 9? Surely we can do better than 9. Apparently not. Apparently the answer to that is 9. Or we could give him this. But he looks really stupid, so I'm just going to put him in that. Yeah. You know, there is a certain amount of aesthetic appeal we have to maintain. Okay, so let's sell off the rest of this. That's another 5,000 doubloons in the bank. The noble harness we can get rid of. We don't have any nobles. I don't want any nobles anyway. Keep those horses. Do we want some steppe horses? That would be pretty good. As we know, that would improve our speed by a teeny tiny amount. It's probably not worth it right now. We'll get to that sort of thing. We'll keep the hogs and the sheep and things. Those are pretty much food in the future. We can slaughter them and get some meat. And they're not exactly overpriced here, so I'd rather sell them when that number's red. That means you're getting the most money out of it possible. So let's go over to the smithy. Smelt down. I've sort of pre-smelted a bunch of stuff, and let's see what we get. So smelting down that fine steel saber is going to give us 4 parts. Pretty good indeed. Oh, that actually wasn't even the one. We got a Sparta. The saber came off one of our companions. We've unlocked the eastern flat pommel. Ooh, that's actually one of my... I like the way that one looks. The fine steel blade, that is going to be helpful. Yeah, this is what we want to see. Now we're going to get into some real money. Those highland throwing daggers, as hoped, we can indeed sell. Excellent, which means we can make some more. Iron Ridge broadsword, get rid of it. Veteran warrior's axe, goodbye. Jagged fine steel spear, I don't want to see ya. Scythe, I wonder what we're getting out of the scythe. Probably a scythe head. Haha. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and smelt down all of this because we need the metal more than we need the equipment. And in fact, we kind of need it more than we need the money right now. I just need some basic bone that I can just grind my skills against. Okay, but let's go ahead and make ourselves another two-handed sword. And this time we're going to make the best two-handed sword that money can't buy. Fine steel saber blade. Ooh, we can just do it. We're going to make that real long. Oh, yeah. Just like that. Ooh, that is pretty, isn't it? We could make it out of the Sparta blade. That did sell for 1,000. Ooh. Yeah, that is shiny. Okay, well then in that case we're going to have to give it a little bit more of the love, right? This is a very cool guard. I've always been a fan of it. It looks good. It feels good in the hand. In real life, I mean. I've wielded a few in my day. We have a northern fur-handed, two-handed grip. That costs us wrought iron, which actually does mean it's technically a better piece, even if it looks a bit stupid. Yeah, we'll go Conan with it. Why not? We have the Alzai pommel. Never been a fan of the Alzai. Don't really like brass. Too dense too easily. Faceted wheel pommel? Nah. Ring pommels are kind of the best, if you ask me. It's like, I know it's personal preference, but I'm a fan. Teardrop pommel, I mean, the weighting's good if you're doing the two-handed strikes, but nah. I think we'll just do a simple flat pommel. Like I said, I do enjoy it. It looks pretty good. Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is what we're going to make. Let's go ahead and forge it. It is way outside of our ballpark. So let's see how much money. We probably lost about 2,000 dinars making this thing, but now we have all the recipes we need. What are we going to call it? I couldn't think of a better name, so Conan it is. Alright, and we actually unlocked a new piece there, round wooden pommel, huh? Where does that slot in? Probably towards the bottom? Flat pommel there, where does the round wooden... There it is, round wooden pommel. It must be for the one-handed variant that we get that now. Yeah, yes it is. Oh, that is huge and hideous. I hate it. I hate it. Anyway, let's go back and see how much Conan is worth to the Imperials here. What are you willing to pay for my boy? Oh, it begins, people. It begins. 2,000 dinars. Now, we probably didn't break even on this particular sword, but if we go back and make another one, well, we sold 3,000 to make 4,000. And as you can see, the snowball begins. Now, this is technically a one- or two-handed weapon. And as much as I love me mallet, I think it's time for some Conan. Yeah. It's a little short to be using on horseback, but it's fine. 69 value. We are never selling me mallet as long as I live. Anyway, guys, that's all we have time for today. Thank you very much for watching. If I've earned your subscription, or a like, or a dislike, please go ahead and do the thing. And if you like, let me know why in the comments. If you have any suggestions for the playthrough, I absolutely love to hear them. I read every single comment, and I do my best to respond to all of them. And yeah, with that, see you in the next one.